Okay, I'm going to start my first video, and I have been feeling really nervous about it, but I feel like the longer I wait, it doesn't get better. I noticed there was a weird shadow coming in now that I've waited to this point, so apologies for that. I wanted to share my holiday notebook. One of my readers asked to see inside, and part of the reason I am nervous about this video, besides it being my first video, is that this really isn't a notebook for public eyes. It's certainly not for my children to look at because there are some secrets inside, like present ideas and such stuff like that. But also, this is really meant just to serve me, give me reminders of things from year to year, either during that same year, or I'm often now looking back upon previous years to see how I can improve things for my family. So if you want to do a holiday notebook, I totally recommend it. Any old notebook will do. I love these Fringe notebooks from TJMaxx. It's a soft, like faux leather cover, and the inside pages are really smooth to write on, and most ink doesn't bleed through. I know a lot of people are going digital with things, but I really still like to have my analog forms of note taking and keeping, and I find that it just allows me to work without constraints, which is often what I need, especially in the beginning stages of planning. So this happened really organically for me. I did not have these tabs, as you see on the right side, when I first started. I actually just added these tabs for posting this idea on Instagram recently. So I started this after the holiday season of 2021, which was one of my most stressful years, and realized, okay, I need to do things differently, and I also need to write these things down so that I don't forget, because ADHD, and also it's so easy to get swept up in the holidays and the commercialism and the fun. And while I don't think we can totally get away from that, I think we can make notes for ourselves on how we want to intentionally engage with the season. So that is kind of my pitch behind doing a holiday notebook. The reason mine says October through January is because 2 of my 4 kids have birthdays in January, in the very first week of January. So I find it super stressful to not plan ahead for those, even though it seems insane to start like in October. But if I just allow myself to get through the holidays, I will feel major burnout and Christmas hangover, and yet still have to plan their birthdays. So again, there's no secret to this. It's really just my personal notes. I'm going to flip through a couple tabs, or I tabbed some pages for you guys to see what goes on in here. Like, this is just brain dumping gift ideas. I literally was using like a different bullet journal at this point, and then I cut this out, or tore it out, and then glued it into here. Chance to like write what matters to me. I'm going to show you another example of like gift idea lists. They can be more linear like this, or here where gifts from others, because we have a lot of family that likes to shop or give to our kids, but they don't live in town. So I get a lot of requests to do either picking out the gift and or buying and or wrapping. So keeping that all in one spot helps me make sure there's no duplicates. Here is an example of like a to-do list. And on the left side, I show kind of I call this my wrapping matrix, because if I wrap ahead of time, I want to remember what's there, especially if I want to change my mind on a gift. I'll talk about this in the Substack post, but it's really important for me to wrap gifts immediately after I buy them, because once the dopamine wears off, I do not want to wrap a gift. So while I'm still high on like, ooh, I bought a new thing, I use that energy to do the wrapping. Here is something I typed and then printed and pasted in here, just our gift ideas for our community helpers. This is like random reflection, things to not forget for the next season. Here's brainstorming a budget. I think I have a page. I I have a couple pages of Thanksgiving stuff in here, like a menu from one year. I think I have a like what matters to me worksheet brainstorm on another year. And then the last thing I tabbed here was, yeah, just this year, September 2024, before anything, you know, before we're really into the season, I even started working on this page. There's no organization or structure to it. It's very just linear, even though this stuff is not linear, but it just allows me to brain dump it and make sure nothing is forgotten. So kind of GTD style, write things down, because your brain is not meant for storage, it's meant for idea generation. So yeah, there's a quick look at my notebook. If you have questions, feel free to reach out and I hope I can answer them.